Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I had to remember. It is Saturday. Oh, yes. All right. Let's see what's going on here. And Homeless, you are first, and you have a medal this time. I like that. All right. Oh, let's figure out why this isn't showing. There we are. I feel like my camera got moved. I didn't pay much attention to it right at the start, but there we are. Right. Oh, all right. So I don't know about everybody else, but the weather has been a little crazy. So we were in like decent, like we had a little bit of a heat wave, right? Where it was like, I don't know, about 90 degrees for a good number of days. And then and that ended like Thursday. So so yesterday it plummets, goes down to a high of 70, I think it was. And of course, makes everybody's nose run and all that fun stuff because change in weather and headaches because the pressure is completely off. But today is also a low day, so it's like 70 as a high today. And oops. I dropped that. Here, you can have it, Sophie. It's right here. Oh, and Sophie's cam's not hooked up. How could we do anything without the Sophie cam? Like I said, this week has been weird. I also woke up yesterday thinking it was Saturday. I knew Thursday was Thursday, right? But Friday, I kept feeling like it was Saturday. Oh, let us see. Doesn't. Oh, wait. There it goes. All right. Now we got Sophie Cam back. Right? Yeah, we do. See, you're a little late. And Homeless, it was what, 28 as a high over there. Yeah. That is the difference between where you are and where I'm at. I remember having like snow in April and stuff. So, what was that? Sophie treat. We can do that. Let's see if this button will work. There we are. And oops, let us switch back. There we go. I'm a little, I don't know, discombobulated this morning, right? So Homeless, what games have you been playing? At some point. What's the game called? Core Keeper. At some point during the month of April, we have been me and Jeepin. And speaking of Jeepin, good morning, Jeepin. Yes, you are also first. we have some game codes for Core Keeper to give out. I think we have a couple game codes for Mr. Farm Boy still to give out. We also have some codes to give out for Soulframe still, right? So we still have codes for this game as well. And Smallland. We have a lot to give out this month in April, right? Which is coming up. We'll see. Maybe we'll start doing some giveaway stuff tomorrow on Japin's stream. Although I mean, if people are interested, I could give out a code to Mr. Farm Boy. You know, and if you haven't played it, Mr. Farm Boy on Steam is a cozy farm simulator automation game, right? It's a mouthful, I know, but it's a fun game, right? If you just like a game you want to be able to sit down and relax with, this is a game you could do it. And I do have a code we could give out for that. But other than that, we'll see. Yeah, it's a fun game. He's still working on it, right? So it's been released, but he's looking at doing another update. Just a little more fine tuning, adds a couple things. You know, game dev is like never done, especially when you're, you know, an indie dev. But what else do we got going on? I have been playing Crimson Desert. Am I doing special giveaways? We have lots of codes to give out, but a Mr. Farm Boy, I do have a code to give away. Yeah, we have a bunch of those. We have we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways. Let me see something here. Yeah, I have I could do give out a Mr. Farm Boy code. Is that let's get some music too. Is that something when am I doing that? I don't know. I don't even have it set up to do like a raffle something. So we need to figure out how we want to do that. Let me think about that. Is the music playing? No, there it is. All right, that was weird. Okay. They have a giveaway option in the dashboard. Suppose I need to figure out what she's talking about. What type of dashboard are we on? Probably Stream Elements. Nightbot. Oh, I don't have Nightbot. Let's look at maybe raffle. Maybe we could do that. Let's see if I can get this set up real quick. So what do you do then after you get it something set up? So Stream Elements has one called Raffle on it. Start a raffle viewers can participate in to win points. What if I want to do in a like giveaway? All right, let me see if we can edit this. Well, I don't understand it, so oh, let's see. Buy tickets for, we could do enter, like maybe a giveaway that way. Let me see if I can edit this thing. Oh, how about we do this? Everyone can use it. And then what happens? Like, how do we pick the winner out of it? Oh, wait, no. StreamMods has one called giveaway. Show the current active giveaway. Well, that's not what I want. Enter. Oh, you like, yeah, Nightbot. Yeah, I've thought about switching over to using Nightbot. I just don't have it. User cooldown, global cooldown. Everyone can use this. What about, so then how do we pick the winner? Like, once you enter, how do you pick the winner? Like, how does it pick it? Right? I suppose I need to set this up so I can figure this out. And then we can do, so once you buy the ticket, right? Yeah, it's super simple, I know. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to play with that and get it set up, because I got it, so it looks like you can enter, right? But I don't know how it picks the winner, and nor do I know how it does it, like activates it. So I guess we'll just do that later. Unless we can think of another way to do it, right? We could do I write a number down and people have to guess the number. course, then you can end up with multiple people winning it. Think of a number between 1 and 10. True. 1 in a million. True. What else do we have? I don't know. We'll have to think of something, right? And maybe tomorrow I'll do it. That way I can set it up today, right? Because I'll have to look it up. Because on rock, paper, scissors. True. That would be a like a fun one, right? Oh wait, what about a random dice roller? Okay, so if we choose like a 20-sided dice, right? And that would be the number. And you have to choose the number, and then I randomly roll it. We could do that. That would work, right? Yeah. What if... So we have a 20-sided dice, which is probably the best way to go. All right. I think we'll do that. We'll use that. All right. In the meantime, while we figure things out, I have been playing Crimson Desert, and I have to say I absolutely love the game. I am now wearing... I'm trying to find the picture. I am wearing a set of armor that kind of makes me look like... where's a good place to show this? How can I show this? Copy link. I think I can link to it right here. There. So this is my armor now in Crimson Desert. It's kind of like, I don't know, the Witch King, that kind of stuff. And it's awesome, right? And good morning, David. How you doing? We're just kind of BSing right now. Showing off armor stuff that I have in Crimson Desert. Yeah, you need one more piece of armor. It's a little bit up there. Am I flipping veggies? I am. I'm flipping veggies. My character is cooking. You got into a game called Scritchy Scratchy. What's it? That's a funny name. What's that game about? Yeah, I'm cooking veggies. It's the It's a lotto ticket game. Nice. Oh, Scritchy Scratchy. Yeah. It is the initial animation for when you start cooking. It shows you flipping stuff, and it has veggies and all that kind of stuff on it. And then it switches over to what actually you're cooking. But that's the initial animation for it. Right, Sophie? Hi. Lotto ticket game, yeah. We've thought about, I'm like, oh, I don't really do the lottery much. But you know, we kind of thought about it. All right. Oh, I wanted to share the whiteboard. So drawing, web, whiteboard. Okay. Hard on your wrist, so you have to take breaks. True. It is. All right, let's switch over into game mode here. The game is coming to a close, right? Monday, I have a early morning work meeting, so there will be no stream on Monday. It pretty much is right at 7 a.m. It'll be probably, I don't know, 2 hours. It's not one I can get sort of move or get out of, right? But what that means is by the end of stream tomorrow, we're going to be calling the game done. At least that's the intent, right? That is the intent. We're pretty close right now. I probably will be spending a good number of hours on it today to try to get things where I need it, so that there's not a whole lot to do tomorrow, but we're pretty close to it. Pretty close. All right. We added those in. We have these in. We need to work on I think the buttons for these guys. I want to try to make all the buttons kind of match, right? So we're going to look for 2 more buttons. And let's think about this. What was that? A Sophie treat. We can do that. She has been, she knows that when we sit here and she's got lights going and all this stuff here, that it's going to be treat time. All right. So while think about stuff. Oh, it worked the first time. Look at that. There we are. And she appreciates that, homeless. All right. Let's think about it. I have these. And this is kind of what I'm using for all the other buttons. So we need to, I think, take one of these out so we can make 2 new buttons. They're going to be somewhat close to each other. So in the rest of the game, I've used these ones right here. So this one and this, right? Well, it's really this one flipped. So it's side by side, so they look good. Then I've used Whichever one this was. It was this one. So I've used that. Suppose we could use something like this. And do the same sort of thing. So maybe flip it. So we'll take that. We'll close that. We need to make nothing. We have one that's called object button next round. So all right, let's just figure this out. We have button, SBR button reroll. So we have the reroll button, which is this one. So we could do that one first. And this is in the correct direction for this button, right? So the, what's it using? It's using just the SPR button. So let's bring that up here. Let's edit this. Five there. And then we're going to reverse it, right? All right. So now those two should sit like that. If we go to room store, we have some weirdness going on. They're not quite lining up. Why? So if we put them beside each other, they look a little off. All right, so we got to adjust this one. There. All right. That's going to be button. We want it like that. Let's start it with that, right? And let's see what it looks like. It's probably not going to look any way like we want it. I don't know what I did in my neck. I'm sure I'm slept on it wrong. But it's real sore on like one side. All right. And the other thing I've been working on are items, right? So we'll go in here. I have it set to only spawn in like one or between 1 and like 5 enemies. But the items, when you have an item on you, are going to show up over here. And it will have like an activation button. All right, so the buttons themselves need to be bigger. That's all. And here are our items, right? So we can take like an item, select it. I got to fix over here, but like it now shows up right here. And it works, but looks a little weird. There goes the grenade. It's not exploding or anything like that, but you know. It's doing damage though. All right, let's come back into room store. I felt like this is small. We adjust it like this, right? But this one needs to be the same thing. We're just going to put it like that. All right, let's run it again. Can everybody hear the music? And do we need different music? Because I think we do. I have it on happy EDM, but I don't feel like it's very energizing. So we need a new station. How about just regular EDM? How about, oh wait, how about let's just do this one. This song makes me want to take you out to dinner at a game dev convention. True. So we're going to switch it. Okay. All right. We switched it to regular EDM, not happy EDM. Just a regular EDM station. And maybe that will be a little more upbeat. I don't know how that was like dance music, electronic dance music, but it was not very, I don't know. All right, so next round looks okay. It needs to be a little bit bigger on this side. Or just moved over a little bit, I think. Both. This one keeps resizing. So, what do we want to do? I think we need to maybe set it. How big is this? It's only 64 by 25 pixels. If we take this and make it 96, that might make it a little better. Right, so we have a 96 by 38. And we'll do the same thing on here. 96 by 38. We're going to restart the game. my portals. All right, that looks better. This one is way offset, but this one is closer. This one's closer. Let's take a look at why. I think what we're going to do is delete them. And we're going to bring this one out. That's a reroll. This is the... Place it like that, right? There we go. I think it will be okay. This one, it might be. The other one is needs resized a little bit, I think. All right, I am not super happy with EDM this morning. I don't know how that worked, but that's not the music I want. Well, let's try to figure these out, right? Let's go to our stations. We want something, what do we feel like this morning? Do we want something like really upbeat? Or do we want like synthwave or chiptunes? In the meantime, I guess, let's see how this channel does. We'll give it a boost of like techno for a little bit. And let's see how it works. All right. That button is definitely pretty close. If I make it even maybe 10 pixels wider, like taller, that might do pretty good, right? Let's come back in here. Our height should be, let's just make it a 50, right? In which case,
hello there.
All right, we're gonna try that.
Hello there. Democracy. Hello there. Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. Well, hi, homeless. Did you need to get your fix-in of hello there? Because I don't blame you. I particularly really like that. You forgot to do it earlier? No problem. That is one of those things you can do pretty much any time. Duolingo. Yeah, I could do some Duolingo. All right. Let's close this for a minute. Duolingo, right. So what we have been doing is Jeepin and I are learning Irish language, right? So Duolingo is we get to run one component of it to allow me to learn something. Let's see, I made sure, yep, I turned off the music so we can listen. I'm in the section of ordering food and drink. We did say what language was spoken stuff. Here's some regular ones, but yeah, we're gonna try doing this. So we'll start it, right? Which one of these is juice, right? So it shows you a picture and then shows you the word for it, right? So we're gonna say, I'm assuming like juice.
Soup.
Soup. So soup is juice, right? And then these ones, it helps you to identify the name with the picture of what things are.
Coupon. Coupon. Coupon.
It sounds like coupon, but it's coupon?
Coupon.
Coupon.
Coupon. Coupante letterhol. Coupante letterhol.
All right. Coupante le dehors is what it is. Jeepin, do you know it? How's it look, anyways? No, you don't. Let me find my browser here. There she go. Okay, so we have
Coupon.
cup, tea, cup tea,
Coupon.
please. But
Coupon.
when we're going to say it together, right? So coupon is like
Coupon.
cup, and
Hey.
then te is tea. You're going to do exactly like you said. We need to add in of. Cup of tea, please. And there we go. All right. So that is the Duolingo. All right. We'll move here. Oh, look, we have a sun. And that is always so bright. I'm like blinded by this. I'm blinded by the light. Right? I'm way ahead of you. It's probably, yes, probably. Maybe like I'm constantly trying to do it. I thought it would be fun. Like we're going to Ireland, right? But I've always wanted to kind of learn it. And I thought it would be fun to try to learn it so that we could like speak Irish together. But you know, somebody needs to do their lessons. It's hard. I have more downtime than she does. All right. So what did we need to do here? Because I think object reroll. If we come in here, I think we're going to adjust where it is. I think we'll move it over by 2. And we'll have to do the same right here by 2. That should be okay. All right, so let's start it. We're only going to pay attention to the reroll one. So we're going to work on one of these at a time. I feel like the button, this is okay now, right? The text on the game area is fine. But the let's do that. But the overall image probably needs to come down by like 1 pixel, and we're gonna try that because in here, well, maybe that's it right there. It's kind of overlapping it right there, huh? If I move it like this, will that fix it? Jeeping, school was never your strength. It's not many people's, right? I like learning. I don't like learning in a school environment. All right, we have one enemy. There he is. All right, so just moving those worked well for this. Next round needs to be worked on now. So I have it as there's the button, our text. All right, how can we do this? What if we split it? And we put next on the top level and this one on the bottom. Right? Button, text 2. Because why not? And we'll do that. So now we're layering it, right? But we need to offset it. So Y, let's take this one -5. This one can be a +5. And let's see what that looks like. And maybe white's not the best color anymore, so maybe we'll just make it black. All right, let's start it. I did, someone actually read all my stuff here, I did have spelling mistakes in there, so that was fixed. All right, they could be a little bit farther apart. And that text looks better than this text. So why? What am I using a different... also, we need to reset things. Using UI dialog and here... color, see, white. We'll reset it. I am not declaring the font. Font. UI dialog. And when we do that, I think we're good. All right, let's run it. See what it looks like. I've noticed that when I'm working on things, I'm also thinking about other stuff. So I'm currently thinking about what I need to get to work on Jeepin's Jeep. I need to order tools. It's kind of exciting. I get some new tools because the ordering of the tools is going to be about the same price as having somebody do it, but then I lose out on the ability to do it, and I want to do it. Try saying Jeepin's Jeep 10 times fast. It's not going to happen. It's going to sound like Jeepin's sheep, right? And she does not have a sheep. She has a Jeep. No sheep. There we go. All right, so we need to space this out a little bit more. So button next round, if we bring that up by 8 and this one down by 8. Hi, Sophie. Did you need to come over and lick my arm because you want my attention? Yes. All right. On here, we kind of did a second one. All right, we're gonna do a couple things here. We're gonna take this line and bring that over here, and we're gonna put it up here. Maybe. Let me think about this. So can afford. Can't afford. First reroll use. Okay, so we don't want that though. I think we'll just make it lime. Like a lime green. Right? And we come back in here. We want this color cost to just be lime green. I don't even need to do it this way. Also, I see the add button. Ads are going to go off in like 20 seconds or so. During that time, I'm going to grab some more coffee because my little coffee pot mug is almost out. I'm going to uncover Arwen, who is not out from underneath her cover, but wants the cover off. She's just sitting over there talking to me. And look at ads were on time today. So I'm going to go ahead and take that be right back. Should only be just a couple minutes here, and I will see everybody soon. Hang tight. Okay. And I hear a dungeon. Who ran the dungeon? Jeepin ran the dungeon. All right. Where were we? Let's think about this. We want this to be slightly offset. from the text here, right? It's only going to... We should do that. This should be fine. This will reset it to white. Let's run it. All right, there's this. Not bad. Not bad. It needs a little more offset. Right? So what we need to do is on this one, which is the reroll, we have this going 6, 5. This should be really 7. We want it to go the other way. And on here, we want button text. Let's do offset it by maybe 2. Right? So what we did is we're moving button text, which is the where it says round to the right, or we're moving it to the left. Lime will stay, the lime color one will stay where it is. So it looks like it's got a weird shadow to it. So we're going to check that out. All right. I think it needs slightly more. I mean, that might be okay. That might be all right. This one, though, needs to be matching this one. So I think I went the wrong direction with it. I did. So we're going by 2. So this should be a... It really should be a positive. By 2? All right. Too much. Too much. So maybe it doesn't need a Y offset that way, and we only offset it by 2 this way. I guess we'll try that. So what is everybody's plans for today? All right, I think that looks okay. It may even need to be not much more, but the wording itself could probably come up a little bit higher, right? So I think x minus 2 is fine. Y minus 2. We just do y. All right. So what I did was we said y minus 2. Yeah. Jeepin, you're doing a super fun game called Work. You'll love it. Excellent. I bet you have a lot of hours in that game. I bought Jeebin a shirt. It's actually the same like one that I'm wearing. And it says, here, you'll like the shirt. So the top of it says "Born to Quest," right? And you're a knight sitting at a computer, right? And the bottom says "Forced to Work." Yeah, that is a great shirt, right? All right, we needed to come up one more, and I think we'll be good on this. So this needs to come up by 3. This needs to be by 2. We're only going to put a 1 pixel difference between the two. All right, let's go through here. I like them. What do we think, chat? How does these two buttons look now? So I think they're good, right? I need to work on. We need to get rid of this. I need to start making notes. So what we need is room store remove essence stone from top left corner. In player stats, remove the name weapons. All right, we have, let's pick a turret. And I can see over here, this needs to be fixed in alignment like the player gear here. Well, you can't really see it because of the thing here, but hold on. Player gear item icon needs aligned with melee or with weapons. All right. So what I'm talking about is this, right? Here, the icon for the turret is sitting on top of item. It should be over here, and then the name of it should be right here. But we picked a turret because we have a turret now on our weapons. So we're going to start the thing here. And this guy's talk, like his comment, every time you come in, he says something different. This time he's like, don't let the enemies touch you. I didn't break you out just to watch you get hit. Okay. Like, all right, dude. I'm going to try. And this needs fixed up a little bit too, right? So we're going to drop our turret. That's our turret. It didn't do much. So we'll put a turret down. It is targeting, but not firing yet. I can see it moving. We have a working pause screen. Right, so we have a working pause screen. Item display on combat room needs icon adjusted. All right, and I heard a Sophie treat. Pinooch, good morning. Give me 1 minute here. Do that. And let me switch over. Ouch. I turned my neck too quick. My neck is sore. I slept on it wrong. And this side is like a little tight. There we are. Okay, so, Pinooch, thanks for the Sophie treat. How are you doing this morning? I didn't get to stay long, but it was nice to see you streaming last night. How did the rest of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 treat you? I used to stream that, right? I love the beginning of it. Just the intro, but it was it's a fun game. Although I got tired, it does have a lot of people in it that are hacking now. And so it became a bit of a pain. I am saying I have a pain in the neck and it's not you though. I mean, true. All right. So now let's do Jello shot. Oh, it won't let me. Slot is full. I think we're going to end up doing the same thing and trying to swap those out, right? So items need same swap out as weapons, right? So when you're full, you can swap those things out. So we have Jello shots, drunk fighting, 50% less damage for 8 seconds. We have bomb explodes nearby enemies. It's getting good. right? We need to work on the turret. Because right now it doesn't fire anything. GP, you have some work to do, so you're going to be lurking. I appreciate it. Go do your daily quest stuff. All right. Let's go look at object purchase. Oh, that's reroll. So we don't need that open. And we don't need that open because we just fixed those, right? So what we did was we added these to the bottom. That looks nice now. So what was that? The next round and re-roll buttons are fixed, right? Purchase card. All right. Purchase covered in my draw. I feel like one of these, and it might be this one. Well, that's weapon name. When we have the game up and we were in there, there was a, depending on which one it picked, there was an extra name of weapon or item showing up high. And it might be this. Hold on. That's the selection labels. I don't think so. This is, we're drawing 4 times. Why? Is that my problem? Do I have one too many put in there? It might be. All right, let's run it again, and really, I want to kind of look at that. Arwen's over there just chatting. She's very happy this morning. She's a happy bird, right? She loves talking. She thinks that when we sit here and stream, we talk to her. So she's completely happy. All right, here, I'm trying to find this one. See how it says weapons in here? I know it's offsetting it somewhere. So I have 1, 2, 3. This looks weird. And I had to look up weapons. I just did. Because it was looking like it's spelt weird for some reason to me this morning. But it's not. That's how you spell it. All right, so we're looking for this, right? This one item here where it says weapons, and it will also say items up in that spot. So 1, 2, 3. It looks like we're drawing a fourth one, but up higher. We're gonna look at purchase card. Let me turn off the game, but I'm gonna keep it running so I can look at it. I feel like this is okay. This is price and tax. That's all in the middle. I remember I made this mistake somewhere. I was like, oh, I need to fix it. And then I never fixed it. And now I need to figure out where it is. So this is our... Unless... what would that be in? Store manager? Let me see if I have it in here. If in cell mode. Okay, so we have cell mode, dialog box. That's cell mode. Yellow selection box. B. Escape to cancel. Player weapons. Okay, dialogue. Cannot afford. Maybe this. Maybe right here, this label is causing some of the issue, right? I'm going to undo it. Just for now, right? So that part is undone. We're going to restart the game. And let's see if that does anything. All right. All right, so that did not do what I thought it was going to do. That got rid of these labels, but not this label. So this needs to come back, because these are the card positions, store mode labels. Right? Let's look inside player stats for a minute. Did I put something in here? HP, level. Panels, padding, corner, line. No. All right, so nothing is inside the stat section. So we're going to close that. We determined this is the titles on top of the panels. So, go back to object panel or purchase cards. It's the price. Watercolor. Well, description. It's almost kind of like this, right? Right here, like it's black. So are these. And maybe price text. So the question is, maybe it's that. What if we put that off for a moment, right? Run it again. This is where like we're debugging this without a bug code, right? What did you become, Panuch? Who are you? Oh, you're an axolotl. Excellent. Yes, you're an axolotl launching to space. All right. Whatever that was, did not get rid of this up here. I feel like, and that's like the same, it's like a gray. What the hell? This did not need to be there. Price, Y -20. This is blue. The Hawk's blue. This is black. Item description Y. Description Y. What do we have for description Y? Weapon. That's why 35. I don't see one that looks like it would be high enough to show up inside there. So we have gray. We have dark gray. Can't afford is dark gray. I think this is maybe blink on, can't afford, see dark gray. Maybe that's what we need to look for. See if there's any other dark grays up there, because it's not going to be black. No. All right, so background color. Or it could just be gray. No, I think it's dark gray. TV Max BG color. let's just turn that off for a minute and rerun it. Come on, Slowpoke. All right. That's not it. Oh, that's this. All right. I wonder if that's part of the gears. I don't know, though. It switches, so I don't know. Let's go turn that back on because that was not it. Let's look in here. Player gear. Player gear. Melee ranged empty item. Empty. That's not it either. All right, so it's not showing here. That's not cool. I don't know where it is. Because we have sea black, we have white. So this is name Y. This is like two of them. String, weapon name. It's not changing because it's not showing the weapon name. But what it's doing is just saying weapon or item, right? Well, you got me. If we take this out for just a moment, the section label, and look at it, we'll figure it out. By Jove, I think that was it. Okay, so I don't see weapons anymore here. And I don't see items, but I see weapon and item here. I think that was it. Okay. I know, right? That was hard. It's hard to troubleshoot things when you don't have a error message. Because then you're like, what is causing it? And I don't know why I was doing a section label that way. Oh, I remember. I think I remember why. Okay. But we determined we don't need this. However, I'm going to leave it there just for a little bit, right? All right. That we can put in here as a fixed thing. So removed weapon item from stat bar or stat box. So now, I think now, let me see. Out of essence is the message we're looking for. Cannot afford. Okay. Purchase. Inventory's full. Tempting purchase. I think those are all good. What else we got? Oh, we made the +2 bigger. All right, so when we run the game, I need to work on getting the enemies aren't quite touching the player, so you're not always getting hurt. You can almost see the enemies arrive and then stop. I only have one enemy here. Kelvar, good morning. How you doing? Fixing code that produces no errors but does not work as expected is a surefire way to get you to bang your head against the wall. True, true. Very true. Okay. Let's take a bomb. Let's go out. So now we have bomb is ready to use, and you press R or X. All right, so it's a delay. So if you can gather everybody up to it, maybe that's a good way to do it.
Hello there. Democracy. Hello there. Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. This we need to work on. So let's think about that. That might be in System Game Manager. I have 2 of them, which means I duplicated myself somewhere. Oh, so what are you up to, Kelvar? How's your weekend going so far? Here, this is the essence counter top left. Now, is it staying there because it's not? I bet if I take this out, this is essence counter top left. This is essence counter below the essence. Below. Oh, okay. That's the enemy counter. Not bad, not bad. Excellent. Things are going well. We're down to like the final 2 days of the game, right? I'm not gonna be able to stream Monday, so tomorrow is gonna be the end of the game. It's the end of the month. Technically, sort of. What'll probably end up happening, honestly, is I may not be able to stream Monday, but I'll have some time to work on this. And we have until the end of Tuesday. So we're getting there, right? We're getting there. And then we'll go over it on Saturday of next week. Which will be, you know, the end of it'll be April here shortly. This is Shield Bass. This is item slot. Although we need to rearrange some of this, but we'll do that here in a little bit. Health bar. I wonder if it is. I wonder if this essence counter is just going between the rooms. If I take this... Oops. And we will comment it out for just a little bit, right? So we're going to comment this out. We're going to run the game. It should... The essence counter should not... It doesn't understand it. I got it. Let's put it back. I guess the way to do this is we'll duplicate something. Do we want a rectangle here? And I haven't figured out which way I like writing some of this stuff, right? So I've been messing around with this project on going back and forth. So either writing something out like this, so it's a long line, or splitting things and dropping it below one thing at a time. I don't know which way I like better. But this project was a lot of trying different things, trying to learn some new ways of coding, and I don't know. I still haven't made up my mind about it. I guess it's a mix, right? So if it's short, I like doing it this way. But if it's going to go way over off the screen, then I feel like I want to break it apart. Kelvar and everybody else want, when you code, which way do you use it? Right? So I've been doing both on this project. And I think that's it. I think if it's short, I'm keeping it to a line because that's nice and easy to read. But if it's longer code like this and it'll push it over off the edge a little bit, then I want to break it apart. And I think that's kind of how I've been working it now. We're going to test this because I think this is where it's coming from. Let's do +5. Everything else should stay the same, right? Essence Stone +5. Let's run it. Typically, you prefer to see everything on one line, but if you need to break it up the way you break it up, it up is fine. Okay. Yeah, I do too. I like seeing it all on one line. But the problem then is I don't like to scroll. I'm just lazy. So I don't want to scroll. All right, well, that didn't put a second one up there. Right, but did it do it here? No, that kept one there. So, oh wait, no. Is it there? It might be there. All right, let's come down here. Let's make this like 20. Because I think this is where my issue is. Good morning, Rifles. If you're using 5 often, 5. Could just cache it in a variable. Repeat it. Yeah. What are we referring to? Then you don't have to change 5 in those errors. Oh, are you talking about me testing things here? This is not. This is a test. So I'm trying to determine, and I think this is the problem. This whole essence counter thing, I think, is the reason it is showing up in the second room as well. So I made that second line. It's not a permanent thing. It is. See, like I have 2 of them now up here. So if we go from here to here, and then go to room store, it'll be the same exact thing up there. Yeah, so I need to get rid of this from this room. All right, so we need to come down to here, and we're deleting this line because it doesn't belong. So I suppose I need to wrap this whole thing into some sort of if statement to make it so that if it's inside a particular room like this, so if in room store, we show it. So this is if not in room store. I think we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to say if room not is not room store, run it. So essence counter, if room is not room store, then we run it. But yes, Rivals, I do that a lot. I do use variables a lot for things that are repeating, like magic numbers, especially. But at the same time, I also do crap like this. So, but I do try sometimes. Of course, other times I don't. So, but you can see it like over, where was I in here? I would make variables with certain things in it and place that more into it. So, I don't know. It's a hit or miss sometimes. Like this free Y one is a variable for Y minus 20 because I used it a ton in here. So, okay. So we put, oh, and I missed a couple other things. Calvar, you were used to the days where code could be no more than 80 columns to support printing out. True. Now it's capped at like 100. True. Then you don't have to change 5 in those areas. True. Oh, I think we figured that one out. So, how's your Saturday going, Griefles? Griefles. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna say it different every time. I am. But, I hope your Saturday's going well. At least I know it's Saturday today. Yesterday, I thought was Saturday. Oh shit. All right. It does not like this. So, if it's not in room store, right? It does. If it doesn't see this, it doesn't like it. GP, wish it was 5:30. True. How's your daily side quest going? Because it doesn't see padding. Is that the problem? If it's in an if statement, it no longer sees padding. So I can't make it a local one. Because I have those up here. Essence counter, top left. SPR padding. Alright, so I have padding up there. Padding is down here, and it doesn't recognize it. I think I need to just make it more of a global. And then I can do that. Right? I suppose. Alright, let's figure out what we're going to use. Step draw. I probably need padding and scale, right? So we'll copy those up here for a moment, right? Padding and scale, because padding, SPR Y, this is my fault, and X. If we just make those regular variables instead of local, would that work? And I have to put them up top though. This is looking for SPR Y, SPR height. These ones. I need all this moves, I think. Or, no, I don't. I bet I can do this, right? We're going to undo this because these should be able to do this. Okay, so now I made it so that all these are working. Instead of, the other way to do this was I could take all these and make them into regular variables instead of like local variables. When I make them regular variables, they got to be at the top. When I declare them as local, I can keep them in here, but when I separated them, they were each in their own if statement. the local variable was only for that instance, like for that one, right? So the way to do that would be to move all these up top and just make them regular variables. And then I could declare them anywhere throughout, like pull them or call them anywhere in the game, like the file on it. To solve that, I put them all, like all this into one if statement, and it should fix that. We're going to run it real quick, but ads are about to go off. Let's see if it starts. All right, so I think that solved it. But ads are about here. I'm going to grab some more coffee when they go off. And then I'll be right back. So, hang tight. Okay. All right. I'm back. What do we have? Like a minute and a half? Let me show here. Anyone that's hanging out that is not in ads, feel free also to drop into the drawing whiteboard, and you can draw in here. But I want to. So I'm going to show what I need to buy to work on Jeepin's Jeep. AC refrigerant recovery machine. I need to buy this, right? So what I am doing is I want to work on Jeepin's Jeep. I need to change out the AC compressor, right? Now, to do that, you can't just let refrigerant evaporate into the air. That's no good. So you have to use a compression system. You got to use essentially like a little vacuum and pull the stuff out to do it, right? So that is what I'm going to be doing. And the cool and the good part, yes, Jeepin, it gives me a chance to buy more tools. I'm going to be buying a whole AC refrigerant recycler, like recovery system, and it's going to be great, right? So essentially this is what it is, right? You're going to have your empty tank. We'll have it refilled a different way, but essentially it's this, right? And it recycles it by pulling recovery system. So it pulls it out and puts it back in the vehicle. Yeah, this is more like it. And it's going to be cool, right? So I'm looking forward to it. And Imperial, good morning. How you doing? Nice of you to be here. I was talking during the ad break about what I'm looking to do for these systems, right? So I'm going to be working on Jeepin's Jeep because we both have them, but I'm going to work on hers to change the AC compressor out. Now it's under pressure because of the refrigerant lines, And you can't just let it evaporate into the air. So you have to drain the system before you can take the compressor off. To do that, I need one of these systems. So I am going to be buying one of these, right? I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see. Hopefully it'll work right. Hopefully it'll work. We'll just put it that way, right? But this is it. So it's essentially a little system that you attach onto the vehicle to be able to pull the refrigerant out. So you drain the system. Then I can disconnect the lines from the AC compressor, pull the old one off, swap out the gasket, put the new one back on, plug it, like hook it up, and then you have to recharge the AC system. So I think this will be a fun project. Plus, I get to buy new tools. So I'm pretty happy with that. The tools themselves are just about the same cost as having somebody do it. But I lose out on the work time, right? And that's kind of what I want. So it'll probably take me most of the day to mess with, but I like that stuff. So I like doing all this. Yeah. I'm going to try to get it and maybe work on it while Jeepin is away and not blow up the house. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine. All right. Anyways, we're back on this. So we're going to start this. We're going to see if changing this to all be if room does not equal room store works, which I think it should. Yeah. Now we're getting close to the end of the project. Tomorrow will be the last stream of it because I'm not going to be able to stream on Monday. And then that gives me just a couple days. Clean up, finalize some little stuff. And my goal is to be done by the end of Monday with it. And that's it. This will be the end of the game. And then on the first stream in April, we'll go over it. We'll declare whether we think it's a success or not. And start talking about the next project, right? That's kind of how things are going to play out for the next week. All right, so issue 1 that I see right now, this is not showing up. It's also not showing up here. So it's not quite working the way I thought it was going to work. Well, if room is it a double equal here? Does that make more sense? Let's see that. I think that might make more sense. But I lied. It's not showing up. Still not showing up. So Here's the problem. All right, so if we put this back the way it was, right, where this was in its own little if statement. You should use double equals for equal tests, even if GML supports equals tests, equality tests. Oh, equality test. Yes. So this should be a double equal, but when I run this like this, let's see if it works. It is not working. So that is incorrect. I can't use that like that. But let's do this and make sure it doesn't show up in the room for some reason. Okay. In here, we're going to take this out. Let me put it back to one equal sign. Let me double test it again. All right, so that is not correct either. All right. So now, if we run this, they should both be there. Enemies remaining and this. Start the game, go here. Goofy, welcome in. How you doing today? Okay, so now they are both there. However, that wasn't the case before. If we put that back and we say if room equals, we're just going to have the way I had it. So first it was this and it was that, right? And then we said close it in. If the room is not the store, then it should run it. We have our room is not equal. I should just say not equal versus equal, not equal. I gotcha. All right, let's just do that. We'll do a save. Let's run it and see if that shows up first. Okay, so now we have essence remaining. Good morning, Fuzzy. Right, so we have enemies remaining. And if we go in here, it disappears. So if I encapsulate, if we take that out, and we put that back down here. And at the top here, we say all that, right? So all this is now back into one if statement. We save again, and then we try to run it. Okay, now we have both our counters, right? So they're both over here. And I can close the notes so you can see it a little better right here, right? And we have them both inside the combat room. In a dungeon. I'll join you on the dungeon. All right, we go in here, and now they're both gone. I think that solved it. Okay. I think it was that one little thing, Kelvar. I think that's the using the, instead of using the equal and then a not equal, just making it not equal, right? I think is what it was. Okay. So I think that solved that one. So now we need to fix this. We're going to move on to the next part. We're going to try to work on this part. Correct. If you are trying to write if A equals B, it should be written as if A double equal B. True. True. If you say if A is not equal to B, then just write it as A equals not equals. Yeah. I think that was just a mistake. That's all. And that was the mistake that I made here, right? So it now says this. So that solved that issue. All right, so now we're going to go back to our gear. And we're going to fix our alignment over here. Item sprite is this. This is our BX. We need to move it to the left by 15. Say 15. Right? We don't want it up this high. So we're just going to keep it on the same level for now. And then we're going to run it. What you doing, so? Hey. Hey. Okay. I can tell. You were drinking water. She makes such a mess when she drinks water. We have like a giant mat over there that catches it all, but still. All right. We're going to go in here. We're going to say no. We're going to switch over to this. What we're looking for is over here. Oh, okay. I need that brought down more. So I do need it to be on the positive side. And then we need to move the X of it more. I felt like the X didn't move. But the positive needs to be like 30 for some reason. We're gonna put it on there for right now. And this needs to be, I don't know. Let's see if that moves it at all. Can I help you? We have BX, item BY, or item Y, item Y. Our icon scale is a 0.4. I think we'll probably increase that, but let's first try to get it so that so by the way, so if you stop licking my arm. By the way, you looked it up. It appears variables in GML are function scoped. Other languages like JavaScript and C#, variable is block scoped. I don't know what block scoped means. So a local variable is function scoped, right? So I don't know, this, right? These are creating local variables that are only going to be able to use here. I can't use them outside of it. If I enclose this into an if statement, anything inside here won't be able to be used in, say, this if statement. That is the difference between the local variables, right? So this is enclosed inside this for function, right? This whole thing. These three variables, like up here, slot Y or SY, mid Y, and weapon, are not able to be used down here. If I wish them to be used down here, I need to make it a regular variable and just call it like item Y, equals true, whatever we're calling it. Then that is open to be used. But if I'm doing it this way, I usually have it declared at the very top inside the create event. Did I explain that right? And what does block scoped mean? GML block scope. Does GML code have block scope? Variables and variable block scope. Variable scope. No. What's block scope? Construction action block code. Yeah, you have to, with variable, you have to use var in front of a local variable, but not in a other variable. If that makes sense. Right, so like some of these are all local because they say variable in front of it. Up here, I don't have any in here anyways, but let's look at here. these are all able to be used throughout the whole object, right? Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to run this because I think we're okay now. No, they're not. I mean, well, they are, but, you know. You can use var outside of an if or for statements. No. They have to, well, yes, you can use them outside of it, but if you call it in, like if you create that variable inside an if statement, it cannot be used outside of that if statement. It doesn't link to it. Like this, right? So in here, we have padding, right? If I enclose this into an if statement, I can no longer use underscore padding down here like this. We're going to break it. So we'll take this, we'll put it in here. We're going to close it off, right? And now these are highlighted. Attempting to access the local variable outside of the scope it was defined in. I can no longer do that, right? It is now this local variable right up here. These are all part of this if statement and cannot be used outside of that if statement. Padding and SPR scale are only to this if statement. They are no longer able to be used outside of it. If I make a like SPR padding, so I don't know, let's do, I mean, if I just make padding equals, I don't know, hello, right? And if I put padding, that will work. Outside of the if statement, you write it this way. Then it can be used anywhere. So now it's able to be used here. That is a block scope. Oh, okay. I didn't know what it means. Yeah. So Google is wrong? Probably. It's considered the opposite. So this is the right way to write it if you want everything else in the whole object to use it, right? Because now inside here, inside this if statement, I can use it. I can come down here and use it because it's available, right? So I can put it anywhere in the object. If I don't want that and I'm just doing locals, right? If I do variable, a name as the variable name and what it is, that is a local variable. It can only be used inside that if statement. All right? I'm no longer able to use it outside of it. So yes, it would, if that is block scope, that is what it does. Okay. So now we have it all within the same one, and these are working again. Google says in GameMaker, GML, variable is a function scoped or event scoped, not block scoped. Okay, if you declare a variable inside an if statement or a for loop, it remains accessible and valid anywhere else within that same function. Same function right there. Not after the block ends. No. So no, that would be incorrect. You can only use it inside that if statement. If you create it in that function, it stays in that function. You have to use regular variable. I don't know what its actual term is. Public variable. Right? To use it. So, like, where's a good spot? These are all public ones, right? So these are all different variables that are public. I still don't know what it's called, but we're going to call it public. So these are public. And if I write something that's a variable, local, it's got to have a little line in front of it. Local equals hello. Right? That can only be used inside the thing. You might be able to do that up here and declare it this way, and then also be able to use it down here. So what did we call it? Variable local. Let's find one and change it and see if it accepts it. So inside this if statement, will it accept plus underscore local? No, it doesn't see it. Let's make it a number and see if that changes it. All right, so we said 5, right? That might be better because I didn't make it a string. Where did I put that? Don't let me lose it. There it is. It still doesn't see it. I'm in the create event. No, I'm in the draw event now. You are in the create event, but since CE2 has multiple events, I mean, Code Editor 2 does not have multiple events. You can have multiple events in non-CE2. I mean, when I make a public variable, I put them up in the create event. This was an example, right? But this cannot work outside of its event. Right? If I want to be down in this event, I might be able to put it up here. Right? And then it sees it. So it is event restricted. How's that? Does that make more sense? Okay, yeah, I think that makes more sense. Let's say a local variable can only be used within this event, right? If it's at the top. Anything in here should be able to use it. Maybe. Yes. Anything inside this event should be able to do it. Events, function scoped. That is not block scoped. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what block scoped is, but we have variable local, right? But if I seal that local variable inside a function, it is locked to that function. If I put it up here and declare them at the top of this, everything inside this event should be able to use it. If I want other events to use that, I have to make it a public variable. Again, that's what I'm calling it. I don't know its name. So I guess Google is correct. I'm probably just really bad at explaining it. Right. Even if I'm not in Code Editor 2, an object has multiple events. Code Editor 2 just puts them all in a straight line for me. That's it. It's in one view. Whereas non-Code Editor 2, you see the little window, like it opens each one into a window. That's all. Well, no, it'll be one window. What was it? One window with a tab for each event. Yes, locked to a function. That is what you've been saying. Yes. So yeah, it is locked to a function or to the event. And that is a local variable. A public variable like this is how you would write it if you want all the events to use it. And I would put a public one up in the create event most of the time. I mean, so like they're all in my create event. I think we figured it out, right? I got confused for a second, but I think we're talking on the same page now. I think it's just because I don't know what the term, like I didn't know what the term block scoped meant. I don't always know terms, but I was trying to explain how I know it works, which is probably not very good, but I think we got it. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, we fixed this. We're not in there anymore. We're in here, items. So this is what we're going to try to work on. All right, let's run it. So it is partial. It's function, right? So if you make it if you make the local variable inside that if statement, it's locked to that if statement, to that function, right? If you make that local variable at the top of that event, everything inside that event will have access to it, but it will not be able to be used outside that event. Does that make sense? Hello, world. Hello. Right. So in here, like, okay, if we have event, and this is an object, right? If I do variable, like just a regular variable, not a local one, variable equals 2, like W equals 2, right? That variable can be used here or both, right? That's a public variable. Now, if I do var equals 4, that, or var equals var name, hold on, let me write it right. Var let's just do it this way. Text var underscore number equals 4, right? So that is a local variable. It can only be used inside this event. I cannot call underscore number over here, right, in this event. If I create a if statement, if, I don't know, we'll do it with the room, right? So if room does not equal room store, like this, and in here we have this, I cannot call this outside of that if statement. Right? So each, yes, as you're saying it, each if statement is a block. It locks itself to that block if it's inside it, right? So if I have another if statement, here, wait, can I move this? Okay, so we'll put it here. If statement 1, if statement 1 equals whatever, right? And inside here, I have variable underscore number equals 4. Like that. If I try to do another if statement 2, and in here, I have something that I want to use. I don't know. Draw text x plus, what do we call it? Number, right? If all this is inside the same statement, or I mean inside the same thing, I can't use underscore num from up here to down here. Even though they're in the same event, it won't work. I can't use it from one if statement to the next. So that locks it to this block. Right? But if instead of it being down here, we put variable underscore num equals 4 up top, I can then use it inside the two if statements. Wrong. And we've already shown that. It has to be done up top. It has to be declared at the top of the event outside of everything. And then it can work. But if I create the variable inside a if statement, it locks to that if statement. Right? So that works like this, right? This works. Let's put it over here so we can see it a little better, right? And let's put another little box around this. Like this. This works. So this is an event, right? Whatever we could, I don't know. Let's call it our draw event. This will work, right? Because it's up top and declared at the top of it. But if like this, this, if it was inside here, only this if statement will use it. This one will not be able to access it. It has to be declared outside of an if statement first, and then it can be used inside the two if statements. Otherwise, if I want it to be used up here, right? We just are going to call it number equals 4 at the very top in the create event, and all the events inside that object will be able to use it. That's the difference. Oh, that's the difference. Okay, I think I explained it a little better. Right? So it technically does, I guess, both, right? It will lock it to the block if you create it inside the block. If you create it at the top of the event, it is not locked to the block. It'll lock it to the event. If you call it a variable, like making it a local variable. If you do it this way, which I'm calling public variable, it is now available to all the events inside that object. Does it make sense? And Calvar, you are welcome to join this whiteboard. The link's at the top, pinned there. You can come in and maybe write it or do whatever and explain it as well if you need to. But yeah, so okay, so statement 1 and statement 2 are blocks, correct? Oh, okay. Google says GML does not support block scoped. If that means if I draw this in, if I write this inside this block, can block number 2 access this? No. Right? Oops. If I write it outside of the block, statement 1 and 2 can access this variable. Okay. My brain does not always think like everybody else's. So I wanted to make sure that I was explaining it clear-ishly, right? Okay. What was I doing? Oh, but we're back here. I still have to start the game. All right, let me start the game. So we need to get into the menu. You understand what I'm saying? You're not concerned with the terminology? Okay, then we're good. It's hard. Again, My brain's jumbled on this stuff. I don't always know the names right. But as long as I can explain what it does, I think we're good. Okay. We're going to pick an item. We're going to pick turret. All right, we're getting better. It's over. It needs to be over more. That's a distance. Plus, I think it needs to be a little bigger. So, we're going to do icon scale. Our icon scale is up top here. So now, and this is, see, like here I listed a whole bunch of local variables. In it, only inside the draw event will everything have access to it. And we're going to say this needs to go over 60. One, two. I have like 2 enemies left. Your diagrams were good enough for you to see if you understood. Okay. I'm glad I understand it. I'm terrible with terms. So, at least I understand the process on it. All right, so we don't have that. We're going to choose this. That does not need to be 60, but I like the size. It also needs to drop a little more. So we're going to go back to this. This could probably be 50. And this could probably be 40. People often use terminology to define terminology a lot. Something you're not a fan of. True. I know some terms on how certain things are, but otherwise I simply know how it works, not necessarily what it's called. Right, Arwen? What you doing down there? You down at the bottom. And because I was talking to Arwen, somebody else got jealous and had to come over and say hi, right? You get all the attention, Sophie. You do. All right. Much better. Okay, that is a good spot. I feel like this needs to come down though. So this is good for this, although it's not showing the item name, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Because I don't have this. And we'll put that in here in a little bit. Although it does say this, but we need it inside this if statement. Item sprite. We want this to come down. So this needs to be plus Let's just lower it like 10. So otherwise, we're going to do draw text. There. Whoops. But so this is going to be the exact same location, I think that'll be okay. Let's run it, and we're going to check the weapon one, and then we're going to check the item one. And I do need it, like, the enemies just are not, they damage the player. They're just not doing a lot. My health bar has not moved. Okay, we lowered the melee weapon down, so we lowered that. We need item to be lower. So we're going to say plus 20 to put it in line with this, right? Now here, I technically could make another variable that includes item Y plus 20. No, that's plus 40. Let's just see what this looks like. All right, so we need, we only have one enemy. Come here. Okay. That is better. It's right where we're going to switch this. So it will no longer say empty here. It should say the item. Well, it'll say item, but it won't say the name yet. Okay. We're going to change that now to be the item name. How can we do that? Player items dot, so we can say player items here name, I think is how we can do it, right? We're gonna call this. Can I do player items dot name? Also, ads are going to go off in about 30 seconds. Roughly. Let's see if that works. I can't remember if that works. All right, that should be enough. We should go in, pick here. We're going to pick a taco. That did not work. That broke it. It did not like me doing that. All right, we'll have to figure that out. But we're going to take a short BR8 back, and then we'll get back to it for a little bit. All right? I will see. I'll see everybody soon. Okay, we're back. What's up, Ireland? This pain in my neck. It's not really like a pain. It's just a discomfort, right? So if I turn my neck too quick, without turning my body with it, to the right, it hurts. Well, it's a little bit sore to the left. If I just turn my head, how's that? All right. We need to fix this. It's saying this was not set before reading. Let me look at this for a minute because I think item slot, item Y, this, right? Variable item equals sysgame manager player item. We're already calling player item an item. I think I could just, if we're already calling player item up here, can I just call the variable and do variable.name? Will that pull the name off of this? Right? Because once you pick the item, it becomes the player item. And now we're going to say the name of said item. And this is a player item, is a constructor. So it's not an instance of it. I think that'll work. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Does that make sense? So you pick up the item. Item becomes player item, right? Which is called inside here. We're then putting this in as underscore item. Okay. Now we're going to say the name of said item here. All right. Let's run it. Go here. All right. Oh, look at all that. We got lots of jello shots. What should happen is we're going to pick jello shot. It'll have the icon for jello shot over here. Hopefully, empty will now become the item name. And look at that. We got it. All right. So now we're in here. Oh, I need to fix this. We have the ability to use said jello shot. So now I'm using it. And you take less damage for about 8 seconds. All right. Can I help you? Hi. What's up, Arwen? Huh? Hi. What? Arwen just said, damn it. Hi. Yeah. What? Is it because I'm talking and not looking at you? And you are looking at me and you want to have a conversation? You do? Oh, okay. I know. Yes. Arwen loves having conversations. She does. All day long. Yes, you do. All right, let's fix this. So that should be on system here. Displays. That should be under item slot. Our item sprite needs to come down a little bit. We'll say 10. Then we're going to run it. All right. So we're going to pick taco. That says taco, so we're good here now. Right? And even though this says melee, it should probably say what it is. But I think it's okay. I like the buttons. So we're looking good there. Our little guy here continually says something different every time you come in here. like, you know, I promise the experiments are over, mostly. Keep collecting those stones. That kind of stuff, right? This did not come down. Why? It almost looks like it went up higher. Did I mess something up? Player gear. No, where you want system here. This is the sprite. X, Y. That should have been down. Maybe it just didn't go very far. We're going to say plus 30. That should be taking it down more. We'll see if it looks like it jumps more, right? All right. Let's go in. Let's go here. Let's pick the bomb. It's showing up. Next round. Oh, that's moving it. I just need it more. All right. Maybe another 15 or so. So we'll say 45. Come here. I'll pick that turret. That's better. And we can place R, and the turret gets placed. Okay. All right. Well, it's a little after 10. I think that's pretty good for today. I want to get some other stuff done around the house first. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to work on some more. But I also want to get in some gaming today. So it's going to be a balanced day, I think. But hopefully I should be able to get some more things done. I know, hopefully I can. It's just a matter of whether or not I break it, right? But let's see who is on. And we'll go do it. You see, where is it? In my Discord, yes. In the help area, there's help general, there's help GameMaker, Godot, Unity, and Unreal. You will help me with my projects. Excellent. But I am trying to get the Discord to grow a little bit as far as the game development area. So I thought a little bit of restructuring would make it look nice. It's now got its own little voice area, info, general section, that kind of stuff. But it also has a live stream game dev. So if you stream and you want to be listed in the live stream for game dev section, let me know. If you're on the Discord, I'll put you in there, and anytime you go live, you get added. It's like it pings it so people know, right? But yeah, I'm trying to make the Discord look in the game development area be a little more functionable and active. I'm trying, right? It's tough. But I think I know who we're gonna go visit. So let's get started on that. We're gonna go visit Cricket. And we're gonna go see what he's working on, right? But I appreciate everyone for being here. Like I said, I'm gonna get a couple things done, some chores around here, then come back and I'm gonna work on some game dev for a while, along with some gaming throughout my day. You mainly lurk, but you saw it, so you had to mention it. Excellent. But I mean, I don't know. We're trying to build the Discord up, right? So, I mean, we have a general section. People can go in there and chit chat about everything. And we have a gaming area. There's stuff about streaming. But then in the game dev section, it's not real active. So I'm trying to get it to be more active. Working on it, right? But I will see everybody tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And we'll see what I was able to get done today and go over it and then fine tune some more stuff tomorrow. But I appreciate everyone, and I will see you all then. So let's go say hi to Cricket, and we'll call it a day. All right, folks. Have a great Saturday. Bye.